I grabbed that one item, went the whole way upstairs, only to realize there's another item down here that I sold, and it's right here. Let me move the plate. Here I am down in my basement annex. I have a sale on Poshmark, and it's in this area. You would think I'd be upstairs where all my clothing is, but I'm always selling items out of the home goods area of Poshmark. And I sold this mug right here. It's a Pottery Barn mug with the plaid E on it. Very Christmassy. I'm always like a broken record saying, make sure to cross-post into Poshmark your breakables or your vintage or mugs especially. I paid $1.49 for this mug, and I sold it for $10 plus shipping. My neighbor gave me a little mystery bag of figurines. This is from that house clean out. They're going through everything, the minutia of everything from that house, and she wasn't sure if any of this had any value. I don't know either. She said there was some cast iron pieces, so let's open it up and take a look at the figurines. Let's get out the pieces and see what we got. Okay, we got that guy. He's wooden. He's very lightweight. Oh, I can tell this guy is heavy. He is cast iron. And then we have the little guys here. Okay. He's kind of leaning a little bit. Oh, these are English soldiers. Oh, he doesn't have a stand, so he won't stand. He needs a base. And then that guy. So there's these four pieces look like they go together. And then this is, oh, this is just a base. USA 1776 Light Dragoons. I don't know if that's related. Oops, sorry. I don't know if that's related to this guy or not. I'm going to use Google Lens to look these up. And there is some writing, it looks like, on the bottom. Britain's Limited. That one says 1973. Oh, upside down. That one says 1971. It's slightly different than that other one. And this one says 1977. I wonder if you were like to get one a year or something like that to build up your English soldier collection. And of course, he doesn't have a year. I'm very curious about this guy and whether or not it's related. I wonder if there was another figurine for that, because this, although it fits on there, it's kind of weird because that looks like feet to me. But maybe that's supposed to be glued on like that. So I'm going to go look them up and I'll let you know in a second. Okay, so what I think I have in terms of all of the figurines is this wooden hand-carved piece is $7 to $10. The little soldiers could sell them as a lot, also in that same range. I mean, somebody sold one of these for like $7.95 free shipping. Shipping could be, you know, like $4 or something like that. And then other people are selling entire sets for like $10. So it's hard to tell, but, and this one doesn't have its base, but I think I would put them all together as a lot. And then this one I would sell together also, with the base being separated, and let the person decide what they want to do. They could glue it and fix it, because I don't know for a fact that that goes with that. I think it does. And this would also be in that $7 to $10 range. So we're looking at, for all of the pieces together, between $21 and $30. I changed my setup for another live sale. I got rid of all of the Christmas items except for this one bowl, because it is like more of a winter scene, and of course that's a winter scene. I didn't put that in there for the last couple shows as being Christmas, but more of a winter scene. I'm going to do it late night again, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Monday. But by the time you guys see this, it'll be long past. So I'm going to have the show late night at 10 o'clock, and then I'll let you know what sells. I ran my show from 10 till 11:30. And at one point, people had left because they were on Eastern Standard Time like I am. I'm in Michigan. And so a lot of people were like, they bought things. They actually bought things and then left. And then I was kind of like by myself. And then all of a sudden, Jocelyn, the crazy lamp lady, jumps into my show. And I'm like, oh, hi, Jocelyn. And I actually called her Josh at one point. I was like, oh my gosh. I don't know why I felt I could be so familiar with someone I really don't know. But I've been watching her on YouTube for so long. And you just feel like you're a friend of hers, even though you've never actually met in person. But anyways, she is so nice. And I was like, oh, I guess it's just you and me in here. And she was like, no, she started to say how many people were in there. And I was like, well, it's showing me two people, me and you. And she's like, what? She goes, oh, it must be glitching. So then more and more people came in. And then she's like, I see 20, 25 people in your show. They're just being quiet. I said, it tells me I have 3. I said, now it's 4. Now it's back down to 3. And then I told her I was on Team Android. Team Android, they are working on updating the Android version of the District app. And I'm okay with waiting. I'll wait for all the additional features. So her and I were chatting for a little bit. She saw this right away. She's like, oh, I like the carnival glass back there. I said, that's my only Fenton piece. I knew she wasn't looking to purchase it. She finds she has so many things herself, and if she wanted to, she could have purchased that out of the buy it now if she wanted to. I just put it into the show for tonight, but normally that's where I have it parked, is in the bin. So anyways, let's get to what sold. I sold a bunch of items. The first item that sold is this, the trinket box. This is a hobbyist piece. And then the second item that sold was the second trinket box. It's a hobbyist piece. Both are made by the same person, signed by the same person, back in the late 80s. And then I also sold this back here. And then I sold this. I don't know if I've ever even showed this to you guys, probably back in a haul. It has been kind of hidden away, and I finally got it listed, and I'm like, you know what, let me just throw it into the show tonight. So this was a new ad. This and this were new ads to the show, and all 3 of them sold. So this also sold. And then this little pottery vase sold also. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items sold. I am so happy with that. For all of the items that sold, my cost of goods was $13.17, and I sold them for $63 plus shipping. I have 2 sales on Etsy, and the first sale is right here, the 3 dinner plates on the bottom. And the other sale is upstairs. The other items that I sold was the owl bookends. Let me get those over to the table and I'll tell you about all of my sales. Normally in my Etsy shop, I run sales at 20% off, but here in December, this is the first time I've done this, I did a 25% off sale, which might be why I'm selling a few more items out of my Etsy shop, which is itty bitty. I usually only have 50 to 70 items in there at any given time. So let me tell you about the ones that sold here. I bought this summer chintz pattern of dishes, a whole set of them, back in September. And you would think, oh, they're so summery, I should wait to list them up. Well, for some reason I didn't, and I've been selling it ever since. I am so happy that I decided to list them instead of waiting till summer. That would just make my death pile grow even bigger because I would be buying so much between September and, say, May. It's better to list things up, even if they're out of season. I paid $2.85 for these 3 dinner plates. And let me show you the back of them. Johnson Brothers Summer Chintz. You can see that's a different label than the other ones I showed you the other day. So they were made at different times, all the same pattern. So I paid $2.85 and I sold them for $24 plus shipping. And we know it's on Etsy, this one and this one. These I paid $2 for. They are hobbyist owls. And everybody who painted these back in the day painted them all different. I love that this one is in the brown tones, very fall looking. So I paid $2 for these and I sold them for $15 plus shipping. It's so funny. I had this item upstairs and I just brought it down yesterday and it sold. It's the Christmas tree. Let me take it upstairs and I'll tell you more about it. I grabbed that one item, went the whole way upstairs only to realize there's another item down here that I sold, and it's right here. Let me move the plate. It is a Christmas stocking. It's too ironic that it was 2 Christmas items. This is a Yankee Candle votive holder. It's metal. There's the label on the bottom. I got this at a thrift store for $2.49, and I accepted an offer on eBay of $26 plus shipping. As I sell items on my live sales, I like to bring up new items out of my inventory. So I brought up this and that, and I add some new items, like that's a new to me item. And I just keep adding things in and mixing it up. And sometimes I bring things back. That was on auction a few times, then I put it in the buy it now, and now it's back on auction again. So I'm going to do 2 live sales today. I'm going to do one at 5:45 Eastern Standard Time on Niknax.net. And then I'm going to do a late night one around 10:30. I'm going to keep listing up in the meantime. I got a few hours to do that, to list a few more items. So this was kind of fun. I was doing my earlier show on Niknax, and I told everybody that I would be adding new items, and somebody perked up in the comments and was like, when are you going to be adding the new items? I said, oh, in between the shows. So I actually have to end that first show, so it gives me enough time to list the new items into the second show. The second show was going to be at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Niknax. So I was expecting that that particular person would come into my later show, and she did. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. I'm going to take a few items off this table so I have a little bit of room to work with, and I'll show you what sold on the first show and then what sold on the second show. I'm going to put up all the items and then I'll give you grand totals at the end. The first item that sold was this Limoges trinket dish. And then I sold this copper basket. And I see now I'm not going to have enough room. I'm going to put that inside of there. And move this over. I sold this Hazel Atlas trinket dish. This wall plaque. I'm going to have to move things around. I have no more room. There, that's better. I took away that giant platter. I sold this Crystal d'Arc owl. I sold this crackle vase. Is a left-handed pitcher. It's so cute. And then I also sold, I got to move these back a bit. I sold these 3 cordial glasses. There could be wine glasses. These Luminarc. These are the beehive ones. I had such a comedy of errors with these glasses. I brought them up for one of my shows and I accidentally ran them as a actual auction and not for a live sale auction. So they ran for like 3 days. So I was showing everybody these. I'm like, well, you can go and bid on them on the actual auction and then wait for it to end and then, you know, purchase it that way. So I waited for that. Then I got it into my next show and I'm showing people and nobody was interested. Thank goodness, because in my next show, when I was showing them again, I noticed I had 2 that matched and 1 that didn't. Because downstairs I had all 5 together that look the same, but 2 of them are slightly taller and have a different pattern on the glasses. And I noticed it when I was showing it in my show. I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't run it because these are mix match glasses. So I went downstairs and fixed that. I got the matching ones together and they sold. Another thing that the buyers do is when they win an auction, let's say they bought these 2 things together. In fact, the same person did buy these. You can then go into the buy it now of the store and buy additional items because Niknax has progressive shipping or combined shipping. So it doesn't cost them a lot to keep adding to their box. And that's what the person did. And so the last item that sold was out of my buy it now, and it's this Santa Christmas stocking. Now let me give you the grand totals. My total spend was $13.01 for all of the items, and I sold them for $81 plus shipping. If you guys have been following along on my reselling journey here, then you know that I bought a giant box of blue glass off of Facebook Marketplace for $50. And I've been giving you guys the running tally of, as things sell, how much I've made on that investment. And I sold a bunch of blue items a little bit ago and forgot to tell you, didn't keep that running tally going. So I'm going to catch you up. I'm not sure which ones I missed, but I will catch you up with this one. So since I sold this little Hazel Atlas dish and this blue vase, I am now up to $135.39. I still haven't even listed up all of the blue items yet, and I have more to sell, so I'll keep that tally going for you. My family went out for Christmas Eve dinner at Cork and Gable. We celebrated before the actual holiday. I caught them all playing on their phones. We actually did have a really good meal. We went to see the Michigan Central train station that was redone by Ford Motor Company. They actually saved this old building. Then we went to a holiday themed pop-up bar. It's called Blitzen on Bagley. It is only open for a short amount of time, and they only open for holidays like Valentine's Day, Christmas, Halloween. It is decorated the whole way around, and then we got some adult beverages. Those were delicious. The next morning, I had gotten tickets to a tour around the inside of Michigan Central, so we had fun doing that. We enjoyed wearing our ugly Christmas sweaters, and it's time to open gifts now. And our stockings. I hope everybody had a really Merry Christmas. And have a Happy New Year.